I just did a little math on this. Last year, we had 580 unaccompanied, undocumented minors. And we spent $2.9 million for the legal defense, which averaged $5,000 per. If you took the 12 million and divided it, the 12 million, you divided, this is legal protection for less than 2,500 people. And it also allows felons in it. Initially, I believe the bill didn't have felons in it at all, and now we have felons in it. And even if we remove the serious felons, as the Pro Tem did with SB 54, it still allows felony child abuse, felony senior abuse. It still allows for human trafficking. This is outrageous. This is nonsense. We have over 205,000 people that were forcibly evacuated because we couldn't protect them, because we were concerned that a dam would give way. While I understand how strongly you feel about this and how strongly you want to send a message to the federal government, what I don't understand is how we can put 205,000 Californians in jeopardy by prioritizing somebody here that should be defended by the federal government and through their process, not through the state's process. And once we go down this road, it's only symbolic. All those that you say you want to protect, all those dreamers who step forward and say, I want legal protection because I think that I need it. What happens when we get to the 2,500 out of the 2.6 million that are estimated in our country? 2.6 million. And yet we have not enough money in this to cover 2,500 people. It's 2,400 people, but there's also some costs, so it'll be less than 2,400. This is a symbolic measure that sends the wrong signal to a population you purport to want to protect. Dreamers are going to believe that they have legal protections they simply don't have. I know the author's heart. I know that he's working hard and he's trying to do the best he can. So this is not to reflect on his efforts and what he believes in the slightest. But it's wrong to mislead people and give them the hope that there's legal protections when there aren't. And it's wrong to divert money that could be used to actually help Californians save their homes, save their businesses, and save their lives. I urge a no vote. I find it ironic that we're going to be discussing how local law enforcement and how state should not be in the immigration business. That on one hand, we don't want any immigration enforcement whatsoever from sheriffs, police chiefs, or from any state agency. And I'm okay with that because I get it. That's state law versus federal law. What I don't get is we're now providing legal defense, which should be federal legal defense, not state legal defense. And so on one hand, you can't have it all going in one direction. You have to go either say we're states and we're enforce state law, or we are mixing the two and we're just picking and choosing what we want to do, what we don't want to do. The state is liable for certain items. The federal government is liable for other items. Let's not mix the two. It's not our job to give civil defense to federal crimes. These are federal crimes. We're not talking about whether the person murdered, raped, or molested. We're talking about whether the person is here undocumented or not. And that legal defense should come from the federal government. It should not come from states' resources. Our taxpayers have already paid the federal government to enforce immigration and to provide those legal protections. They shouldn't be forced to pay for it twice on this issue, and then later, when we discuss SB 54, discuss it there again from the opposite argument. Let's just be consistent. I urge a no vote.